Google's new Pixel Buds Pro are out and available, and I've had the pleasure of using what I'll go ahead and crown as the best earbuds Google has made up to this point. Are they perfect? No. Are they great? Yes, but in the world of ANC wireless earbuds, there is a ton of competition at this point. Are Google's latest worth their $199 price tag when other ANC earbuds exist at a fraction of their price? Let's take a look. Now, before we go comparing all of these earbuds, there's one particular thing I need you to keep in mind. Earbuds are wildly subjective, from the way they sound, to the way they look, to the way they fit. There's only so much objectivity we can have when we're talking about something that's so intimately part of a person's experience. What's great for me might be terrible for you, and vice versa. So how do we talk about these earbuds in a more objective way that helps us decide whether or not a particular price point's actually worth your money? Well, it's a tough task, and while we can't just ignore the more subjective stuff, you can definitely weigh it a bit lighter than something more objective like battery life, for instance. So to keep things in order, we'll look at the following traits of all three of these earbuds: case size and features, battery life, ear tip options, comfort, wear longevity, sound, ANC transparency, wireless controls, included apps, general lag, and price point. I know it sounds like a lot, but we're going to go through them pretty quickly. And before we get rolling, here's a quick intro to the buds that we're actually discussing today. We have the Anker Soundcore Life Note 3 XR, Anker or Soundcore from here on out, the Wise Buds Pro, and of course, the Pixel Buds Pro. Let's start with the cases and their battery life. Simply put, all three of these cases are pretty great. They're small enough to fit in your front pocket, they're large enough to provide some serious listening time, and each has this nice magnetic closure. But only the Pixel Buds Pro and the Wise Buds Pro feature wireless charging. The earbuds all magnetically seat with each case, so when comparing all three of these, this is largely a draw when it comes to the cases for the earbuds themselves. I'll say I prefer the feel and the size of the Pixel Buds Pro and the Wise Buds, and I love the wireless charging that's available too. All three of these all charge via USB Type-C when you need it, and while the Soundcore earbuds don't charge wirelessly, their case does provide a whopping 24 hours of additional listening time for a total of 35 hours of listening time with ANC off. So you're not going to need to top them up nearly as often as the Wise Buds Pro or the Pixel Buds Pro. The Wise Buds Pro come in at 24 total hours between the earbuds and the case, and the Pixel Buds Pro find a kind of a middle ground with 31 total hours with ANC turned off. With that in mind, the Pixel Buds Pro narrowly win this category due to the long battery life and wireless charging all combined in a small, comfy case. Next up, let's talk about ear tip options and just general comfort. And look, I realize this part is clearly subjective, as we all don't have the same size or shape of ears. What works for me may not work for you, but in my experience with these three earbuds, the most comfortable of them are the Anker Soundcores. And part of that could be due to the 5 ear tip sizes that get included in the box, but I think it goes a little bit beyond that as well. While the Soundcore and the Wise earbuds share a similar AirPod style design, I think Anker does it a bit better, and with the right ear tips in place, I can wear these buds for hours at a time without any real fatigue. And while that's mostly true of the Wise Buds Pro, I found I got a much better feel and fit once I borrowed the ear tips from the Anker earbuds and put them on my Wise Buds Pro. Still, there's something a bit more comfy about the Anker earbuds, and both these and the Wise Buds Pro beat the Pixel Buds Pro in general comfort and fit. No, at least for me. The Pixel Buds Pro are fine from a comfort standpoint, don't get me wrong, but they just aren't great for my ears. First, getting them in and out of your actual ear isn't simple, and I find myself having to dig around and fumble when removing them because there's no peg like there is with these other ones. But more than that, the long-term wearability just isn't great for me. With only 3 ear tips to choose from, I couldn't get both a good seal in my ear and not feel a little bit crowded in there. I tried the Soundcore ear tips kind of like I did with the Wise Buds, but that didn't work either, and after a few hours, my ears just feel fatigued with these earbuds. I thought that after a few hours with these, I'd come around and my ears would just get used to it, but I've just yet to hit that sweet spot with the Pixel Buds Pro where it just feels effortless to put them in and wear them for longer periods. So for this admittedly subjective category, the Anker Soundcore Life 3 earbuds win, if only narrowly, over the Wise Buds Pro, and both of these earbuds are far more comfortable to wear, insert, and remove for me on a regular basis than the Pixel Buds Pro. Let's move on to sound, noise canceling, and transparency. Look, I'm no audiophile, so as long as my earbuds sound clear and deliver a nice bit of low end, I'm kind of happy. All three of these earbuds do that. They're great to listen to. They have full bass, crispy high ends, and no muddiness in the mids. And none of them show any issues in holding a solid connection at all times. They also all offer ANC and transparency mode, and with those modes comes a bit of separation between these three earbuds. The Pixel Buds Pro offer my favorite transparency mode, allowing me to talk without booming in my head while I'm doing so, and yet they deliver the outside world in this really natural way. While they don't have the strongest ANC of the bunch, that belongs to Anker's Soundcore, the combo of solid ANC with this really fantastic transparency mode makes them the overall winner in this category. The Wise Buds Pro have decent ANC and really good transparency too, but sometimes the high ends get a little bit too amplified when the ANC is turned off and transparency mode's turned on. So overall, I prefer the Pixel Buds Pro. And while the Soundcore earbuds have the best ANC of the bunch and really seal out all sorts of sound, the transparency leaves a ton to be desired and still makes you very aware that your ears are blocked up and plugged and you get a lot of your own head voice whenever you're talking. Next up is wireless controls and the applications that come with these earbuds. Each set of these here in front of me have an app that you can get from the Play Store, and all three apps for each set of earbuds are pretty good. The Soundcore earbuds have great features like dedicated EQ, a gaming mode, an ear fit test, and customized touch controls. The Wise Buds Pro have a similar setup with a few less options, but you can change your touch controls, add a bass boost, and make a few other small tweaks to your overall setup. The Pixel Buds Pro get custom touch controls, ear tip seal test, audio switching via fast pair, multi-point connection settings, and a way to find your earbuds if one of them was misplaced. While the apps for each are pretty similar, in-ear control is where the Pixel Buds Pro break away from the competition a little bit. The swipe gestures for volume control are just amazing, and the taps to play and pause and skip music, the long press to enable or disable ANC are all so good that you begin to remember at this point why these are a bit more on the premium end of the spectrum. It really is a treat to control things just from the earbuds. Sure, the Wise Buds Pro and Soundcore earbuds have touch controls, but they never feel quite as smooth or responsive as the Pixel Buds Pro. There's just no comparison here in my opinion. Google nailed this part of the experience. And if you're a Pixel owner, the integration with your phone feels simple and natural, from fast pairing process to the additional features like multi-point and audio switching. I mean, there's just no question Pixel Buds Pro wins this section. Finally, before we get to the prices, we have to discuss lag or latency. For the third iteration in a row, the Pixel Buds Pro exhibit far more Bluetooth latency than their competitors. While this is unavoidable to a certain degree, the fact that even the most affordable earbuds on the market match the AirPods or AirPods Pro with general latency makes me wonder why in the world Google can't seem to get this right. Many people will miss this because it's only an issue when you're doing something that requires like real-time sound, like playing games, for instance. For things like audio playback, nothing really has to be like synced up with the screen, and video playback in most modes is smart enough these days that most apps will delay the video just a bit to match up with whatever's on the screen with the latency in your earbuds. If you play games at all, however, you're going to want this latency to be as low as possible, and both the Wise Buds Pro and the Soundcores excel at this. The Pixel Buds Pro have more latency than any other earbud I've worn in the past few years, and it's just a shame. There's no reason Google can't fix this, and it's likely that they will down the road, but you shouldn't have to buy a product today based on promises for tomorrow. Until it gets fixed, this is a pretty big blunder on a $199 pair of earbuds for me and plenty of others just like me out there. With all that said, we come to the prices on these earbuds. Because competition is fierce, I want to talk in terms of what I paid for all of them, since regular sale prices are pretty standard at this point. The Pixel Buds Pro are clearly $199 and will be for a while. When the Wise Buds Pro launched, I paid $69 for them. As for the Anker Soundcore earbuds, they retail at $99, but they've been on sale for quite a bit at Best Buy for $40. That's what I paid for them, and that's what they'll cost as we're filming this video, so that's going to be the price that we'll use for this discussion. So the question becomes this: are the Pixel Buds Pro worth 5 times the price of something like the Soundcore Life Note 3s? Are they worth nearly 3 times what I paid for these Wise Buds Pro? If you've been paying attention through this video, you'll likely know that the answer is a solid no at this point. I mean, sure, the touch controls are nice on the Pixel Buds Pro, and the integration with Pixel phones is a nice touch, but those are marginal gains. At the end of the day, earbuds live in your ear canals, and they need to be comfortable and capable at all the things you need to actually use them for. The WiseBuds Pro and the Anker Soundcore Life Note 3 both do a great job at handling all of their tasks with ease. They're comfortable, they provide solid ANC and sound, they have plenty of settings, lots of battery life, and cases that do most of what you need. When you look at price tags and features, it becomes increasingly obvious that you can get nearly everything you need out of a set of earbuds that run a small fraction of the cost of the Pixel Buds Pro. And I'd be lying to you if I said that spending that extra cash got you a wildly better experience. It just doesn't. And though I like the Pixel Buds Pro just fine, the cost-benefit ratio isn't quite there with the available earbuds all on the market. Will you be unhappy with your Pixel Buds Pro if you do choose to get them? Likely not. They are still fantastic earbuds, but it's worth noting that there might be a better option out there for far less money for you if you care to look around just a little bit and give some other brands a try. But guys, that's it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up, head down there, hit the subscribe button, and be sure to ring the notification icon as well if you'd like to be alerted when we make future videos just like this one. Until next time, we'll see you.